Moving on to the next speaker brings forth a topic which is very close to my heart: improving mental health and well-being through innovative approaches and interventions. Dr. Neelam Bhardwaj, founder and director of Helplife, ex-UNICEF and UNFPA, headquartered in New York. Dr. Neelam Bhardwaj has over 30 years of experience in the medical field. A highly skilled doctor, she currently works as a social obstetrician, wellness practitioner, and global public health expert in the area of reproductive, maternal, newborn, child, and adolescent health. She is driven by a passion to empower young girls and women from underprivileged communities. Dr. Neelam Bhardwaj, for you.
Thank you very much, Sagarika. This is a very, I would say, elaborate introduction. And I think it's been very learning for me. I've been listening to the various speakers, and it's just that I'm from a different field, and it's my privilege to be on this platform today and speak to all of you. And of course, mental health is extremely important. So I'm going to share an important story and the work that we are doing at the grassroots level with you. And if you permit me, I want to upload my presentation and start the session. Let me see if I can find my presentation. Yes. And doctors are not very good at these things, but somehow I've managed to get it. Okay, so thank you very much once again. And for me, it is a first experience to be with the business community. And this, of course, will be very learning from both the sides. But what I want to say here is that we are working so much and sustainable development goals, as most of the speakers have said, that everybody needs to contribute, and civil society, which is very, very important for us to move ahead, irrespective of how much we contribute and how much we talk about different sections of the society, everybody has to contribute irrespective of the spectrum where that person lies. After having 20 years of working experience with the United Nations and all over the world, I decided to work for the most vulnerable people of the society. And when the first time I met Santosh, and I asked him, I'm talking about most vulnerable. I'm not talking about people who are very good at business. I'm not talking about people who are good at supply chain and other things that you talk about. And he laughed. He said, no, but we are inclusive and we want to hear from you. So when I met and spoke with him, and he was very forthcoming, very encouraging to come at this platform and speak and showcase the model that I'm working with at the grassroots level. So that's the reason I'm here. And I'm happy to be connected after the meeting also for all the questions that people may have for me. Running quickly and, in the interest of time, I would like to start by saying that, the Global Council for Promotion of International Trade is a great platform. What I've understood a little bit about studying, that you're talking about the micro, small, and medium-sized businesses to support them for long-term businesses. We have technology, we have everything. So what is it that we don't have? We need to put coordination mechanisms in place. Everybody's very busy. We need to collaborate at various levels to make sure that our business develops. And we need to connect with people. So that is what the whole story is about. Coordination, which is very difficult to get people on board. And I think this is very spectacular that you have so many people on board and have very successful summits in the past. Having said that, we know that we have technology, but we don't have time to use that technology. So what do we need to do? We need to keep our minds in place. How do we handle all the technology that we have, all the knowledge that we have, and all that is happening around us in the world? So we have to be very careful about what happens to us in the whole process of running and this race that we are in today. We forget ourselves. And that is where the problem comes. And that is where I'm stepping in to talk about a little bit about mental health. We have to be very aware of our brain and mind. It has so much of potential of absorbing stuff. But something that you want to do in life gets programmed automatically in your mind and body. So that's what we are doing. All the people at this platform are thinking about business, how to multiply the finances, how to help other people. But in this whole drama of running after the funds and getting the whole thing together, we forget ourselves. So what here I'm saying is reprogram your mind. Tell yourself that you need to first believe in yourself and also take care of yourself in the race that you are and the potential that you have, and you want to you want to unleash your potential, and you want to reach to the last mile. What is it that you need to, you don't want to drain yourself. So how will you reprogram yourself every day and think positive and say, okay, this is what I want to do, and this is where I'm going. Now you're looking at a picture of a girl who doesn't have, is disabled, but is a swimming champion. How does that happen? So life is not about just running without breaks. We need to have breaks and then see. We need to be emotionally intelligent. We need to make sure that we have leadership that brings people together, and we make sure that people are working with us. We increase their performance and they also become the performance. And then we decrease the stress in the occupation. The work that we are doing, getting money in place, getting businesses in place, is not easy. So there's so much of stress. How do you make the decisions that are right? How do you make personal well-being? And how do you get that emotional intelligence where you can harmonize all the relationships that you have around you? So there has to be clarity and transparency in the business that you do so that everybody enjoys what they do. So all these things that I'm saying are big topics in itself, but I'm just, trying to open up all the areas that we could speak later on whenever we have opportunity to speak. So self-care and self-healing is extremely, extremely important for all the people at this platform who are trying to bring in the change. So the types of self-care is at the physical level, emotional level, social level, and spiritual level. We don't have time to go into the details today, but it's just time to reflect and think. We need to have conversations with ourselves every night. What is it that I need to do for myself after this hectic day that I had today? Not just keep on going like any car or a vehicle that would break at the end of the day. So that is my job as a medical doctor, to stop you guys and say, listen, hey, take a break, reflect, and then enjoy a little bit of what you do. Now, going ahead, this girl is suffering from cerebral palsy, and she's talking about her dreams. We have changed her perception that she can earn money, she can talk. But are, as a society, going to accept her? The kind of confidence she needs to speak in front of people like us is very different from a normal person would behave. But we are trying to empower people who are disabled, but they are able to build their capacity, do things that people thought they would not be able to do. So what does Helplife do? Helplife is working with people who have no opportunities, whether they are financial, social, physical. Nobody, they are not in any data. People, we don't see them because they're in very remote parts of the world. In India also, they are not in any statistics, and they are the ones who lost jobs into poverty, and they are very much into the intergenerational poverty cycle. How do we get them out from there? I'm used to doing some tough things in life. So what I'm doing is now creating sustainable solutions in livelihood for women and men with disabilities in rural areas, and also all the vulnerable communities wherever they are. I call it innovative business model, but a lot of people say, no, this is social impact model. But I think after a few years, everybody will agree with me and say, yes, it looks like a business model now. So mainstreaming disability through a very integrated approach with a package, which will help us to make sure that the families don't get into poverty again. I'm creating champions of change, and all these champions of change are actually people with disabilities. So they love their disability, they want to project themselves the way they are, and they want people like you to accept them. So we are trying to create these transformational societies throughout India, and we are not contributing to each and every sustainable development goal. It is not possible, but we are focusing on 8 SDGs. That is no poverty, zero hunger, good health and well-being, quality education, gender equality, reducing inequalities, creating sustainable cities by stopping migrations, creating more slums, and then partnerships. So here I am as another with very important partner, that is your platform. So integrated comprehensive minimum package that I'm using for people with disability is about physical accessibility of the tools, physiotherapy, medical checkups, and accessibility and their rights to the services. On the mental aspect, we have wellness, meditation, emotional healing, personality development, interdependent living, and self-care, the most important component. Socially, I'm not going to go into the details, but we do a lot of mapping exercises with the families and, trying to take away all the emotional drama that goes on within the families, not allowing people to grow within the families. We take care of that, and also the finance component, which of course, microfinancing, costing exercises, supply chain marketing, and partnerships for creating sustainable livelihood, where of course your platform is going to help me. Now, when we talk about innovating minds, we have to work a lot with them. You have to bring in, so you first recognize the change. Unless we change the situation that we are in, nothing is going to change in our life. So irrespective of where you are with the disability, with the mental disability, you are stressed, whatever may be happening to you, the change that is required in your life, you have to bring it. Nobody else can bring it for you. So we have to stop the blame game of, I'm doing it for children, I'm doing it for husband, I'm doing it for X, Y, and Z. It is you for yourself, and you have to practice awareness, and you have to make sure that your emotional state is always very, very right, balanced. So this transformative approach that I'm talking about today is about empowering the people and then making them action-oriented and transforming their lives. Most of the people that I'm working with are 90% disability. Some of them are with spinal cord injuries, on wheelchairs, and we are having partnerships with them and the kind of business they want to do. We have stories that are very much in publishing, and we can share with you after some time. So the sustainable innovative business model that I'm talking about, this vulnerable community, is life cycle approach. It's about starting from pregnancy, what happens, how the mother thinks about this baby, and then the baby then comes into this world, how world treats this baby and what the baby becomes. It's not something small, it's not something piecemeal. So what I do is absolutely a package of care for human development. So basically we are contributing to all the SDGs when we are talking about our balanced approach. So if we practice a comprehensive package, integrated approach at every level, including business, the way we look at business, the way we envision business, and the way we think, how are we going to move ahead in this business that we remain balanced, and the teams with us that we are empowering, keep doing that business so that we don't fail. If you want that kind of vision, then definitely what we want is holding hands with each other, creating partnerships that are everlasting. And if you look at these communities, look at these women who are living in remote parts of their villages, nobody spoke with them, they're all on wheelchair with spinal injuries. You can see them happy and joyful because now they're doing business. They are independent, and they have financial independence, and they're not dependent on anybody, and they're out of sympathy, out of fear, and having a joyful life. So I'm going to stop here. I know I have only 15 minutes. And if there's a chance for question answers, if not, I'm happy to answer any questions if there are after the meeting is over. Thank you very much for giving me a chance to speak at this forum. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Neelam, and also to Helplife for doing such an amazing job. Next.